Hello Orchid Maniacs! Today I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna repot my Miltoniopsis orchids. I'm gonna show you one of the older ones that I have for nearly 2 years now, maybe more than 2 years, and one of the new ones, which is in quite a bad shape. So let's get started. This one has been in my care for a while now, and I don't know whether you're gonna be able to see, but you can't really see into the pot because it's covered in algae. And it's covered in algae because I've been keeping it quite wet year round. And it's got a few new growths and some new roots starting, so it's about the right time to repot it. Well, the leaves don't look very good because this plant has been outside for all summer and it's been rained on, and it was quite, the weather was quite inconsistent, and it was cold, hot at first, and then it started to rain all the time, and it was quite cold, so it might have some spots on the leaves and some dark spots as well, but everything is firm and nothing is rotting at the moment, so I'm gonna leave them just the way they are. So okay, let's get started. I'm gonna try to remove the media into this much. I don't know whether you're gonna be able to see everything. Maybe I should pull the camera a bit. Actually, I'm quite curious about it myself because I kept it much more humid this summer than I did before. And I really want to see how the roots look like. And like with many of my plants, I bought it in a DIY shop, discounted, so it was in a quite poor condition. I'm gonna show you a new one when I repot this one, so you're gonna see the condition of the roots they come in. Actually, the roots on this one look really good. They're all firm. They might look a bit moldy, but that's not mold. That's fungi. I mean algae, because it was wet all the time. There are a few dead roots in the middle, but actually it looks really good. So, a few dead roots. This root is dead. This one it's alive actually. This one is dead. So yeah, this plant had 2 pseudobulbs when I got it. It was this one and this one with a spot. And the first year I had it, it grew. You can't see anything. Oh, come on. So it had this one and this one. Then the first year I had it, it grew this pseudobulb. Then the second year it grew this one and this one in the back. And now it's growing two more. So it's gonna be quite a big plant sometime in the future. And actually the roots look good to me. There are some dead roots in the middle, but as I said, they don't really matter because the new roots are growing. And this year they're gonna do much better because I have a humidifier, so they wouldn't sulk in the winter as much as I did in the previous years. And I always place them outside in the summer, so they get all the humidity they can get. Let me pause the video and clean the roots, and I'm gonna come back. So here I'm back, and as you can see, there's a lot of roots. I had to remove some roots from here, but it's all the pseudobulb, so they would die eventually anyway, so there's some remains. So yeah, now I'm gonna repot it into mix. And I actually buy this mix in one of my local grocery stores, and it's already pre-mixed fine bark with some perlite and charcoal and maybe something else, but I sometimes add some sphagnum into it, but I'm not gonna do it for Miltoniopsis because I'm gonna use sphagnum on top. I use this method because I like to know when to water my Miltoniopsis. If the sphagnum on top is dry, so I know it's time to water, because as I said, I'm keeping them very wet all the time. And even the last winter, I kept them in a tray full of water all the time, and I would only let it dry out for maybe a day and then re-water them again. So they were kept wet all the time, and as you can see, the result is quite a lot of roots. So yeah, I'm gonna use a non-transparent pot because I really see no point in using transparent ones, because as you saw before, you can't really see any roots. I don't know, maybe I should use a bigger pot, or maybe not. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add some mix in the bottom. Miltoniopsis really like they really like a small mix because their roots are kind of fine and they like moisture a lot, so the finer the mix, the better. I actually think you could even grow them in pure sphagnum, just you need to make sure you don't compact it too much. So you really need to make sure the media is touching the roots, because if you're gonna leave some air pockets, they're not gonna like it. Although they are epiphytic orchids, they don't really like to get too much air, because that makes the roots to dry out faster. There's a lot of dust in this mix, but I really don't care. I'm gonna wash it with watering after the video. So I'm gonna just go to the sink and run a large quantity of water through the pot. So yeah, now I'm gonna add a layer of sphagnum on top. You don't need much of it, just to cover the media. And actually it's quite a good way to recover orchids that have no roots. As you probably know, there are some methods like sphagnum bag, where you put wet sphagnum in the bag and an orchid in it and just leave it for a while, but I find this method works actually better for me, because the orchid gets better air movement around it than in comparison like when you would put it in a bag. And yeah, so that's what I do. And as I said, if I feel the moss is getting dry, I would water this orchid again. Right, so next is my another Miltoniopsis. And let's see what's in here. And I'm quite sure I'm gonna see a lot of dead roots. This one I bought it in summer and I haven't repotted it. It was discounted. As you can see, the media is horrible. That's some sort of, I don't know, dirt maybe. And it's even got this, I don't know how do you call it in English, but this plant grows in very acidic media only. So you can tell this media is really not good for the orchid. Yeah, not too many roots. They're all dead. Maybe some, no, these are dead too. And that looks like a ball of sphagnum in the center. And those roots actually, oh no, no, they're dead too. For a minute I thought they were good. When there are no roots, there is nothing to hydrate the orchid. So that's what I've started with that one as well. And now 2 years later it looks quite good. So I'm quite optimistic about this one as well, that it should survive just fine. Okay, let me pause the video. I'm gonna clean the root ball out and show you the result. So, right. As you can see, it's got no roots, not a single one left. And do you think it's salvageable? You will probably say no, but actually that's the state I get them in, and that's the state I've got this one in. And as you can see, it's quite okay now. So I think not all is lost with this one as well, because in this summer it finished growing this new growth, so it should start some roots now. Actually, some of those top roots look like they could be alive, although they are not growing really, but they could do something. And there's a new growth in here, so not all is lost yet. I only need to take a really good care of it. And what I'm gonna do is maybe I'm gonna mix some sphagnum into the mix as well, not only on top. Or maybe not, I don't know yet. So I'm gonna use this dry sphagnum just to make it easier to mix it. I'm not gonna use much because I'm gonna put some on top as well. Just a quick teaser for you all. That's my zygopetalum, which is still in bloom. It's been 2 months now, and it's still doing great. I can see some signs of the blooms fading, but it's been outside until pretty much now, and today is the 6th of September. Not September, October. And it was outside until now, and I had to bring it back because we have a storm for the past couple of days, and I don't want it to fly off the tree, so I only brought it inside for this reason, because the temperature is still good for it to stay outside. Okay. And actually zygopetalums are much easier to grow than Miltoniopsis, because you just repot them, put them outside and forget them for the summer, and bring them back indoors for the winter and again forget them. They're really forgiving. Actually, it was my first non-phalaenopsis orchid, and went through a lot because I didn't really care for it as I should have. But as you can see, it's still alive and it's blooming and it's doing great. Actually, it has a new growth going, so it might start a flower spike there as well. And for those of you who don't know, zygopetalums start the flower spikes on growths that are very small yet, not mature at all. But actually I could show you. This is not about zygopetalums, but I'm still gonna show. Well, that is a new growth. And this is about the size of the growth that you should be able to see a new flower spike, and I don't really see it yet. But you know, that's about the size of the growth. You should look for a flower spike. Or at least for this hybrid. I don't know how are other hybrids starting the new growth, but this hybrid certainly does it in very small growth. So okay, that's about enough of the media. The rest I'm gonna coat with sphagnum. Something is wrong with my English language today, I don't know. It's never really good, but today I can't really speak at all. I'm adding a little bit more sphagnum on top because it's a recovering orchid and I need it to be more humid. So yeah, and let's hope for the best. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.